The transport ship Horizon's Edge was overcrowded. A refugee crisis on the outer colonies had forced every vessel in the sector to take on extra passengers. Cabin assignments were a nightmare, and tempers ran hot in the cramped corridors. Mechanic Ryan Foster had just settled into his quarters, a tiny cabin barely larger than a closet, but it was his, when he heard the crying. Two small Alverian children stood in the hallway, their iridescent scales dulled with exhaustion. Their guardian, an elderly Alverian male, looked haggard. "Please," the guardian pleaded with the ship's administrator. "They're only younglings. They need rest, proper temperature control. Our assigned space is in Cargo Bay 7. It's too cold for them." "I'm sorry." The administrator's voice was strained. "We're at maximum capacity. There's nothing." "Hey." Ryan stepped into the corridor. "They can have my cabin." Everyone turned to stare. "You're giving up your quarters?" the administrator asked, incredulous. Ryan shrugged. "I've slept in engine rooms before. It's warm, there's background noise to help me sleep. Kids need it more." He looked at the twins, who'd stopped crying to watch him with large, curious eyes. Besides, they're scared enough without being cold too. The Guardian's eyes glistened. "Human, we cannot accept such." "Already decided." Ryan grabbed his duffel bag. "Cabin's got 2 bunks. Temperature controls are on the left panel. If they need anything, I'm in engineering, deck 3. He left before anyone could argue. 3 days later, Ryan was elbow-deep in a coolant manifold when the ship's intercom crackled. "Mechanic Foster, report to the bridge immediately." He'd never been summoned to the bridge before. Had he broken some regulation by giving up his cabin? The bridge doors opened to reveal the captain standing beside an Alverian woman whose scales shimmered with patterns that marked extreme wealth and status. 2. Small faces peeked from behind her legs, the twins. "Mechanic Foster." The captain's voice was strange, almost reverent. "Allow me to introduce Matriarch Silvara, owner of the Stellar Line Transportation Consortium." Ryan's stomach dropped. The consortium owned 40% of all commercial shipping in 3 sectors, including this ship. The entire fleet, he thought numbly. She owns the entire fleet. Silvara studied him with an intensity that made him want to disappear into the deck plating. Then she spoke, her voice carrying the weight of absolute authority. "My children tell me you gave them your cabin. Refused compensation. Checked on them each evening to ensure they were comfortable." "Ah, yes, ma'am. They're just kids." "It wasn't. My mate died 6 months ago," Silvara interrupted quietly. "I've been traveling, trying to find a new home for them away from the memories. Every port, every ship, people see my wealth and either grovel or try to exploit it." Her scales rippled with emotion. "You saw 2 frightened children and gave them kindness. Nothing more, nothing less." She stepped closer. "What is your contract status, Mechanic Foster?" "Infralanche, Mom. Month to month with whatever ship needs crew." "Not anymore." Silvara produced a datapad. "I'm offering you a position as Chief Mechanical Officer of my personal flagship. Triple your current salary. Full benefits. Private quarters." She paused. "And my children would very much like you to continue checking on them each evening. They've grown attached." The twins nodded enthusiastically, their scales brightening. Ryan looked at the contract displayed on the pad, then at the children, then back at their mother. "Ma'am, I'm just a mechanic. I fix engines." "I don't." "You saw need and met it without hesitation," Silvara said firmly. "That's rarer than technical expertise. My fleet needs that. My children need that." Her expression softened. "I need that." Ryan thought about his cramped berths, temporary contracts, and the constant uncertainty of freelance work. Then he thought about 2 small kids who'd stopped crying because someone cared enough to give up a cabin. "The twins," he said slowly. "Do they like stories?" "Because I only know Earth stories, and they're probably weird too. They would love that." Silvara's scales shimmered with relief and something that might have been joy. Ryan took the data pad and signed. Sometimes the best career moves came from not thinking about careers at all, just about doing what was right. And sometimes the universe rewarded kindness